Hello, my name is Sang Jim, advisor of Gangnam Labor Law Firm. Today with labor attorney Jung Bong-soo and David, we will take a video regarding how much contribution David did for Gangnam Labor Law Firm, especially regarding the copywriting of a number of written books or articles that Bong-soo has wrote. So could you explain, introduce your relationship with Bong-soo and your work with Gangnam Labor Law Firm?
Sure. We met about almost 20 years ago, and Bong-soo asked me to begin editing some of his labor law articles back in 2007, and I agreed. And I found it interesting. I learned a lot, and he asked me to continue editing, and he asked me also to edit some of his books, which I did and learned even more. And and so the time has passed quickly. We're both getting older, but the friendship remains.
Okay. About Bong-soo?
Yeah, I always appreciate his contribution. So when I asked for proofreading of my article in 2007, he was different. The other one, they checked a little bit, but he described more and more, so I learned more. So from that time, I continued to ask him for proofreading. So it's been almost 20 years. Still, he is the main proofreader for my article.
I was told one year that I was a 25-hour-a-day teacher. And I guess in this case, it was a benefit instead of an annoyance.
I really appreciate it. I have contributed my monthly article to monthly labor law magazine for 17 years. Then last 3 years, I contribute other channels. So still, I'm making 2 articles, Korean and English. So I think David, I trust him. He understands Korean culture, also Korean the way of writing. So my English should be suitable for English native speakers. So his proofreading was very good. So that's why my English article is well accepted.
I think you were probably very patient with my overzealousness in the early days. I thought, like most of us, we think that the way we speak English is the only correct way. But as you age and as you get more experience, then of course I learned there were lots of other ways of speaking as well. So hopefully, anyways, it's been very enjoyable, and Bong-soo is a fantastic person to work with as well.
It's kind of miracle. I have asking him 20 years, he never missed one. So I really thankful to his contribution. Without him, I could not keep the writing in English journal too.
I see. And I also learned and studied English language when I was at university, but more and more, you know that we are facing the era of AI era. So human work is more and more reducing, and translation work is very much done by AI these days. So what do you feel about this new era, David?
Well, it's certainly a very disruptive era. I do find that the talk about AI, especially from official channels, is usually all cheerleading and not much about the reality of job losses. I know back home that there are banks that are preparing for massive unemployment within the next 5 years, and that's very disturbing because that's not a good society that has to endure that kind of thing. But we were just having a conversation today that there are some companies that are starting to second guess their dive into AI. One for the costs, but another for the the loss of privacy of that information that they share with AI. And of course, in a legal firm or a major corporation, they have a lot of proprietary information and a lot of client personal information that they need to protect. And you can protect that, I believe, easier with one person in a non-disclosure agreement than you can with an AI platform. Who knows how many different third parties they're sharing it with. So there is some return back to humans, which of course is welcome, because humans have to support families. AI doesn't support families. So I'm disturbed by it, but there's still, the reality on the ground is that there is still need for humans, and hopefully there will be enough of us still able to do those tasks when and hopefully the companies return to a recognition that they need people.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if we depend on the AI translation, so we become lazy, so we don't understand the bilingual. So I think even though it's slow but have time for proofreading, so because of that, I have continued to contribute my article. Also, thanks to those many articles, I could publish many books. So if we go easy way, we can accomplish something easily, quickly. However, in long run, we easily give up because we don't know exactly about meaning of translation or continuous job. So I think human translation is very important. Then we can understand. So of course, we have the assistant from AI, but if we depend on too much, then we lose our real job. Yeah.
And in my view, Korean language is one of the most difficult language to translate, especially into English, because it's a different culture, very different culture compared to like language like Chinese. And I think owing to AI, I think we can do more translation within a limited time. I think the volume of work can be done. That's a good point, I think. What do you agree?
Yeah, I agree, and I think that is the attraction to AI. So I understand that there is a need, but it's like freedom. There's always a cost to freedom. There's always a cost to independence, and without being able to support your own family, you lose that independence. So there is a cost, and I guess it's up to our leaders to decide how much they think the people can handle as far as job losses. And because I don't want to delve too much into other issues, but we do deal with like universal basic income, which is where the government just sends money to people. Yes. But that brings a great loss of purpose for a lot of people. And why study art? Why study other languages if you're just going to get a check from the government? Why improve yourself?
Right.
So I don't want that for my kids. So I want my kids to be able to be useful to society, to find purpose, to find meaning in what they do, and in benefiting mankind, not benefiting only computer kind.
So this time, David, you are in Korea with your family. I understand that you have lots of relationship with the Bongsu and work-related various jobs. So do you plan to do more work with Korea, or what is your future plan regarding?
Well, I have always enjoyed the editing because it's like continuing learning. For the rest of my life, I've edited things about the development of the subway system. I've edited things about waste management and the progress of redeveloping a certain area of a city and moving. I've read stuff I would never have normally read. And you learn, you get an idea of how the world works. You get an idea of what an absolute miracle of a society we live in. The fact that the lights are on, the fact that they turn on when we flick a switch, like the intricate systems involved in all of that so that we can turn on that light and we can find our glasses because we've turned the light on. It's incredible. It gives me a fantastic appreciation for how complex our society is. And that we have to be careful we don't take these things for granted. There are men and women outside making sure the lights are on. There are men and women outside doing work and inside doing work to make sure that emergencies are properly addressed, to make sure that people get the help they need when those systems fail. So learning more about each of those systems, learning the way that legal systems work, it's a fantastic learning opportunity, and it probably has helped my brain to stay a little bit younger than it would have otherwise. So my plans are to keep doing what I'm doing as long as I can, as long as I can find clients who need my skills. I mean, my own kids benefit from that too, because my kids understand things about the world that I think a lot of kids may not, and they certainly have a more advanced vocabulary, because they can benefit from what their dad has learned through a lot of the work that he's done. So I enjoy it very much, and I hope that I'll be able to keep doing it. Plus it comes with the added benefit of wherever I am, I can do the work. When I get jobs here in Korea, I'm on family business right now. I get jobs here in Korea, and I can work in the a few hours here, a few hours there, and it doesn't matter where I am.
So Bong-soo, you must be very happy to see David again, and I think we need to expand more business with David in future.
So
do you plan to do that?
Yeah, he used to teach at SDA, or he used to teach at Gyeongsang University in Jinju. Also, he used to work for Daewoo, the shipbuilding company, right? So he is used to working in Korea. I hope if she can find new opportunity to work in Seoul, then we can meet continuously. Yeah. So we work remotely, so it's maybe it's possible. But if you work closely here in Korea, I'm sure it will be good. We will develop more business relation together.
Yes, and I did some voice recording with you as well.
Really?
As well. I remember that.
Anyway, this was a very sudden interview today. It's quite short, but do you want to make any additional comment to our viewers?
I mean, if you're seeing this video, hopefully it means that you're looking for a good lawyer who can represent you or your company, who knows the Korean labor law, and who has a team working with him that they'll be very effective and they're very knowledgeable. And this was not planned. I've worked with him long enough that I know this to be the case, and he's always been very good with advice. So yeah, I think you'll get a business that is honest and will treat you fairly. And if you have any issues, you have any need, like every country does, come see Gangnam Labor Law Firm, and they'll be happy to help you.
Also, if I want to add one, I think he's very trustworthy and the proofreader for 20 years. That means my book is well accepted thanks to his contribution. So why not? You can contact me. I'll introduce Daewoo for your proofreading.
Okay.
Sure, I'm
you.
sure you can get much support from him.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you again next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.